je m'appelle Lyndi, je suis une Américaine qui vit en France depuis 5 ans. J'habitais dans des villes différentes, mais plus récemment, j'étais à Paris. This past week though, I moved from Paris back to a small town near Nancy for the summer. And I thought for today, we talk about my move while making a dessert I tried in Paris that my small town definitely doesn't have. So today we're making a matcha mille crêpes cake and talking about moving. So our first step is gathering all our ingredients, and I'll make sure to put the link in the description box if you want to check out the recipe. We measured out all our butter and then separately mixed the warm milk and sugar together and then whisked it into our eggs and added the butter. Then we mixed our cake flour, baking powder, and matcha powder together and added half in and then mixed and added in our other half until it was well incorporated. And then the recipe says to use a sifter, but we didn't have one, so oh well. Now while that's cooling in the fridge for about an hour or so, let's talk a bit more about my move. So I think with any move or a big change, there comes some discomfort. I feel like I'm pretty good at adapting to change, surtout depuis quelques années. J'ai déménagé plusieurs fois, j'ai changé métier, tout ça. Maybe it's also just a part of being in your 20s, but it's just definitely been a time for change and growth. Et en fait, avant mon déménagement, les gens m'ont demandé ce que je ressentais, et tu sais, I just kept thinking neutral. Like there's good and bad in every place and in every spot in your life. So yes, there would be things in Paris that I'd miss, mais il y a des choses de la petite ville qui me manquaient quand j'étais à Paris, tu vois. Bon, c'est un mode de vie différent, but I know too, I just don't regret any time I've moved. It's always seemed to be exactly where I'm supposed to be. Alright, back to the crepe. Okay, so after having let the batter sit for a bit in the fridge, now we're going to start heating and oiling up our crepe pan and start making crepes. So we ladled it out, and then to make them thin and even, you can use a fancy crepe tool or just move the pan around like we're doing here until it's at the desired thickness. It's starting to bubble, so it's almost time to flip. Et franchement, on n'était pas sûr qu'on en a vu une crêpe verte, mais bon, c'est du matcha. Et voici ma copine Mathilde. Mais regarde comme elle est pro. So you'll just keep going until you finish the batter and then have several crepes to start making your layered cake. So I've been moved in now for about a week and can reaffirm it does feel like this is exactly where I'm supposed to be for the summer. J'avais la chance, franchement, j'ai revu quelques amis, je profite du beau temps, and just enjoying the simple things. And as for the summer, I'm hoping to do some travels, mais plutôt dans le coin, and then hopefully also in the south of France, permitting that we don't have another confinement, but really just hoping cafes and restaurants will be open again, even if it's just terrace patio areas, parce que ça me manque. Now that we got our crepes made, we'll let those cool and start on the whipped cream. You could easily get this at the store, but if you do make it, the recipe recommends having an ice bath underneath it. But again, we didn't, and it worked. We just made sure our cream was really cold before and added in our sugar, as well as a little bit of vanilla extract for some flavoring. So we made one larger crepe for the very bottom, and then the rest were all the same size, a little bit smaller. And we put the cream in between each layer. And then once we finished, we flipped it into a bowl, and then the larger crepe creates this round edge. But again, you can make them all the same size, and the flavor is still the same. To top it off, we sprinkled some extra matcha powder on top, and voila! It tasted delicious, and honestly, for our first time, we were pretty impressed. And it tastes even better if you let it sit in the fridge for just a little while after. One move and one matcha cake later, and there you have it. Please let me know below how you felt, if you've changed cities or countries, or even just some of the challenges maybe you faced with change and how you got through it. Du coup, j'ai commencé cette chaîne juste pour le plaisir l'année dernière pendant le premier confinement en France. Et franchement, je te jure, ça m'étonne toujours comme elle augmente. I appreciate everyone who's subscribed and watched my videos, and I truly love reading all your lovely comments. So thank you. Je t'envoie un gros bisou et à la prochaine. Bisous.